Yes.
You need to activate.
Yes.
You need to activate.
It should be working right now. Is it working now?
Okay. Let me see. Can you see my presentation?
Yes, perfectly.
Yes. Can you see my presentation now?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, of course.
Okay. Let me just make
Tanya,
it
the
here.
floor is yours.
Okay, just a small adjustment in my monitor.
Yes, we can see you.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna start about communication of science. First of all, good morning, everyone. I would like to express my gratitude for the invitation to be here and to be able to share with you my professional experience. Special thanks to Carlos Afonso, my researcher at CITAB and a member of IPTICAR project, who has been following my work and believed that it could serve as a good example for this session. My presentation is divided into several points, which are as follows. Who am I? A brief presentation of myself. Where do I work? What is CITAB at UTAD? The communication in science, a brief explanation. My experience at CITAB's communication office, and some final notes. Well, my name is Daniel. I was born 41 years ago in Bragança, a small city in the northeast of Portugal, and later on I pursued my studies in Vilela at UTAD and successfully obtained a degree in communication sciences. In case you are wondering, Lisbon, our capital, is just here. After graduating from university, I started working as a journalist. For several years, I worked at several newspapers, magazines, radio, and television. The newspapers were mainly local, while the
You are muted. You are muted, Daniel.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, yes, now.
Yes.
Yes.
Sorry, I'm so sorry. I was in that. Talking about journalism, right? Can you help me? I was talking about journalism, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Well, from the beginning, the newspapers were mainly local, as I was saying, while the national magazines covered different areas. The first one, super interesting, that means super interesting, was about science. The second one was about culture. I was the responsible for contemporary art exhibitions. And the last one, Agrotech, is a magazine about agriculture. And I was also an editor-in-chief of that magazine. In television, I had a brief and quick experiences because my preference has always been writing. Later, I started my own communication agency as a consultant, as a press officer, and I created an agency at the business incubator at UTAD called Notify. That was my agency. And during that time, I had the opportunity to work for the university where I studied, to provide press relations services to members of the Portuguese Parliament, contribute to numerous cultural events such as music and film festivals, and promote painting and print exhibitions. I also provided assistance to clients in the sports and restaurant industries. And I also collaborated with EDP-ON, the internal television channel of the largest Portuguese electricity company, producing some contents for their TV. After that, I started my connection with science, and I began to work more regularly with science through some university projects. The first one, Smart Agri4, was related with agriculture and forestry. The second one was an international project on legumes that I helped producing some films that you can find on YouTube. If you are curious, you just need to type Eurolegume project video and you can see some of the videos that I helped producing. Then I spent 4 years as communication manager at Dairy for Future, a project related to the dairy sector, which allowed me to work with colleagues from the Atlantic area, from the Azores to Scotland, passing through Spain, France, the United Kingdom, and Ireland. And after that, I applied for this position at CITAB, where I have been for less than 2 years. As you can see by our logo, CITAB is the Center for Research and Technology of Agroenvironment and Biological Sciences. CITAB is located at Vilela, at UTAD, and today we have 111 integrated members, 82 PhD collaborators, 36 non-PhD collaborators, and 86 scholarship researchers. This is a total of 315 researchers. As you can imagine, it's not easy to communicate the work of 315 researchers. In this presentation, I will attempt to showcase some of my efforts to ensure that CITAB's research is conveyed to the public in the most efficient way possible. The goal is always to increase CITAB visibility among the public, showcase the ongoing work, cultivate new audiences, and educate society in various topics. When I arrived at CITAB 2 years ago, almost, what I did and what we should do when we arrive at a new place like this one. We should conduct always a communication diagnosis. This involves getting to know the organization, communication history, and later, after that diagnosis, we can start to define our strategy to reach our audience. And as soon as I tried to understand what was being done at CITAB, I realized that this was a multidisciplinary research center that would require a lot of effort, because they all do very different things. They study very different things, as you can see. So what I did was try to know the researchers. And because there are so many, 315, and I cannot know them all, I read about their work, I searched for past news about their research, and later I tried to find the best way to put them on the news. And why do we communicate science? Countries and governments increasingly value the role of science as the driving force of the knowledge society. Scientific and technological advancements have impacts on political stability, economic growth, personal and social well-being, and overall progress. Therefore, science communication is an area that is growing and gaining recognition. And what are our goals when we communicate science? To promote more positive attitudes towards science and technology, to enhance recognition and trust in science, to encourage public engagement in scientific issues, and to empower citizens to make informed decisions and influence policy making. So, science communication, or SciComm, may be defined as the use of appropriate skills, media, activities, and dialogue to produce one or more of the following personal responses to science. And now I'm going to show you what we call, it's a model that we use, it's the vowel analogy. where we have the A, the E, the I, the O, and the U. And so each of them are a personal response that we want to obtain. Where the A stands for awareness, we try to make the citizen aware of and familiar with aspects of science. The E stands for enjoyment or other effective responses, for example, appreciating science as entertainment or art. The I, interest, the citizen will become voluntarily involved with science or its communication. Opinions, to be able to form, change, or confirm opinions, ideas, attitudes regarding a scientific subject. And finally, understanding, to comprehend science, its content, processes, and social factors. And what tools do I use to obtain these results when I try to communicate CITAB science and research? I use the external communication and the internal communication. First, and one of my favorite, is the press relations. That consists in build and maintain relationship with journalists. I also use the CITAB's website. That's a powerful online tool that informs, engages, and updates an organization like CITAB. I use social media to engage with the public, share updates of the center, and respond to comments and messages. I also promote and organize events that are essential for building relationships, sharing knowledge, engage stakeholders. And internally, we use some regular meetings that are used to discuss projects, goals, and important updates at CITAB, our mailing list with daily updates with relevant information for all the researchers, a newsletter updated on CITAB's news, achievements, and upcoming events, and in-person communication. Face-to-face conversations are essential for effective internal communication. Many times, a coffee with a researcher is more important than an email. This is always true. And as I said, my main focus is the external communication, namely the press relations. That is a subset of the public relations. And about public relations, Bill Gates once said, if I was down to my last dollar, I would spend it on public relations. He certainly gives a lot of importance on public relations. Let's see why. The public relations is a field that encompasses the management of an organization's relationship with various publics, including customers, investors, employees, government agencies, and the general public. On the other hand, the press relations is a subset of public relations. It specifically focuses on managing an organization's interaction with the media, such as newspapers, magazines, television, radio, and online news outlets. And now I'm going to show you what I called the press release saga, the journey of a written document. I've started to tell you that this is a powerful tool in media relations, and if someone doesn't know what a press release is, this is a concise written document that we provide to the media to announce news, events, or information related to our organization in this case. And how does it goes? First, we appoint a meeting. I appoint a meeting with the researcher. Then later I write a press release based on that meeting. I send it to the media. Later I do the clipping. I post it on social media and I share it on the website. Now I'm going to show you a practical example of a newsletter that I wrote in the beginning of this year, and that's what happened. I appointed a meeting with the researcher. She wanted to talk with me, and she told me that meeting that a kickoff meeting of an international project that she was coordinating called Wasteless was about to happen. I interviewed her to know everything about the project. Later, I wrote the press release, and you can see the title is Wasteless Aims to Decrease Food Waste in the European Union. The primary objective of the European project is to decrease, led by CITAB, is to decrease food waste by 20% over the next 3 years. And this is the press release that I wrote, and later I sent it to mainstream media and to specialized media in agriculture, food, ecology, in an attempt to reach journalists who typically cover topics related to the content of my press release. Now you can see my clipping. This is an Excel file, and you can see some of the results of that press release. The press release was sent the 19th of January, and you can see the name of the researcher, the title of the news, the name of the media, the type, if it is online, TV, radio, etc., the date of publication, the link, and if that news came from a press release or not. This is how I managed to organize myself. After that, after do the clipping, I share some of the news links on a Facebook post for our audience to know and followers to know that we are on the news. This is a news that was written on a newspaper from Vilela, a local newspaper. And after that, I share the news using my website, share it with the world using the website. In the image, we have the coordinator of Wasteless Project. And what did happen? After the press release was sent, a TV channel, Portucanal in this case, wanted to know more about the project, and we managed to put our research on TV. But many times I don't use press releases. It's a powerful tool, but sometimes I contact directly the journalists and suggest them some researchers to be spokespersons of a determined topic. There you can see another news about sensors and drones. Here we have the director of CITAB talking about climate change. That's his expertise. And here you can have another researcher talking about wildfires. These last two cases, they spoke to RTP, that is the Portuguese public television. My goal is to create some regular presence of multiple researchers on several TV channels. I have another example. At CNN Portugal, last year, I don't know if you are aware, but last year Portugal was hit by numerous forest fires and heat waves. For this reason, I tried to place researchers from
Sorry, Daniel, your microphone is muted again. Not sure whether this is something with our Zoom today. I'm so sorry. We were just hearing about the fires in Portugal and how you reached out to the researchers to speak.
Yes, I think also the internet connection problem.
But we still cannot hear you, Daniel. I'm sorry. No.
Martina, are you there?
Yes,
Martina?
yes, now we can hear. I'm sorry.
Sorry.
I think there is something with our connection.
Yes,
No,
it's
I
my
think it's
connection.
something with our connection and our Zoom. There is something which is not working properly today. So I'm sorry that I had to interrupt you again, but now we can hear.
problem.
And we were just hearing how you engage your researchers due to the fires in Portugal.
Yes, as I was talking, Portugal was hit by numerous forest fires and heat waves, and I tried to place my researchers as spokespersons on CNN Portugal. And as a result of my initiative from July 12th to July the 21st, every day there was a CITAB researcher talking about fires, heat waves, forest management, or forest resources in segments lasting a minimum of 10 minutes. So 10 days, 10 minutes per day, this is a total of 100 minutes during which viewers could get to know CITAB's research on these topics and absorb reliable, scientifically based information. This is very important, to absorb reliable and scientifically based information. This is one of the missions of the science and the communication in science. Okay. It is also important to try to guarantee media partnerships. And my idea in this particular case was to build connections with this specific newspaper. This is an online newspaper called Viva Douro, is in the Douro region. And my goal was to provide researchers a platform to express their opinions on global or national celebration days related to the research they produce. You have there three examples: the World Pulses Day, the World Tree Day, and the International Day of Women and Girls in Science. Since the beginning of this partnership, I have managed to get 17 researchers to write about their research. Next month, I will have a researcher writing about chestnuts, as an example. In this case, this is also a media partnership. It's a challenge I presented to a local newspaper that also has a television studio. The newspaper is called Voz de Trás-os-Montes, is located here at Vilela, and the Agri Forum is the name of the program. I suggested this program with these topics which they embraced, and as a result, every month since April, it started in April of this year, a CITAB researcher has the opportunity to discuss their research in agriculture. The interviews until now covered topics such as the use of drones in vineyards, climate change, apples, vines and wines, apiculture or beekeeping, and cherries. Of course, we also have social media. We have a Facebook page that you can find online if you want to look, and the LinkedIn, of course. I have some small notes about the social media. It's better for you to take a look at the pages. But we have, in the Facebook followers, we have 3,520 Facebook followers at the moment. And Facebook, as you know, is one of the most popular social media platforms with a vast user base. It can serve as a channel for disseminating research findings and publications. We also have a LinkedIn page that was created in February of this year, and we only have 550 followers. But we know that a LinkedIn page can play a valuable role in the external communication strategy, helping to connect with peers, showcase CITAB's work, research activities, and mission. We also have a YouTube page. At this moment, the page is only used to upload videos online and to be able to use these links to feed the website with audiovisual contents. Other things that we do is events, and you can see there's a lot of youth in that pictures. And being present at science events and promoting outreach is essential for creating a well-informed and engaged and scientifically literate society. It is vital for effective research dissemination and its impact on youth, who represent the future of scientific exploration. We have to look at the youth as the future, and we have to provide them, or we should provide them that good information, that scientifically based information. We also have our website that you can check. In the picture you can see our director and our vice directors. And this is a constantly updated website with all the information about CITAB. The 47 ongoing projects that we have at the moment, the activity plans and reports can be found there. Its members' profiles, their scientific publications, as well as future events. And of course, there is also a section dedicated to the media, with a clipping section where all the information resulting from my work is gathered. Sometimes I also do some design. I'm not a designer, but I also do some design when it's needed. And as shown in these posters for 2 events organized by CITAB. I use, as I'm not a designer, I don't have the proper softwares, so I use an online tool that is, I don't know if you already know it, but it's called Canva. It's free and it's very good for this kind of projects. Well, sometimes I also connect the design with social media. In this particular case, in an effort to engage researchers in the mission of science communication, on International Day of Wildlife, I asked the researchers from the Laboratory of Fluvial and Terrestrial Ecology that belongs to CITAB, I asked them to provide me with some photographs of animals present in their research. And you can see a snake, a wolf, a mouse, a salamander, a bat, and a bird. And over the course of a week, we made a social media post featuring a different animal each day, providing its scientific name, the territorial range, and some interesting facts about the species. This initiative was very well received and obtained a significant number of reactions on social media. It is also part of my responsibilities to develop CITAB's newsletter, currently published annually, this will change next year, and assist in the production of activity plans and reports. As you can see, I have many responsibilities in this communication office: press relations, social media, website update, organizing and communicate events, do some design, write a newsletter, help on reports, to be present in meetings, and take care of email correspondence. In summary, what I do at CITAB's communication office is everything, everywhere, all at once. I believe many of you have seen this recent Oscar-winning film, but if you haven't, the title says it all, I guess. Well, and to finish, my presentation is almost in the end. I have some final notes regarding the press relations. That is my main focus of my job. It is always important to be aware of the media agenda. A press officer needs to stay updated and understand how to align research with the media agenda. As an example, in July, August, I know that, unfortunately, there are always wildfires in Portugal. That's why I proactively prepare in advance some researchers for that period of the year. This is trying to be aligned with the media agenda. We need to be patient and persistent. We shouldn't expect all results immediately. Public relations take time because they are built between people. It's necessary to let connections form between journalists and press officers. We need to identify our audience. The same message cannot be delivered in the same way to different audiences. Speaking to peers or to society is very different. Is all research communicable? It depends on the type of research, its relevance, and the target audience. Some research may be highly technical and relevant only to a specific audience. Avoid scientific jargon that the general public may not understand is very important. And because the same message needs to be conveyed differently to different audiences, contexts, and age groups. We should choose, if we have them, good spokespersons. People who are more skilled naturally at communicating can convey a specific message more effectively. This is obvious, but it is true. But when we don't have good spokespersons, we can train them. So we always can try to do some media training. All people, and this is true, can acquire communication skills. For those who have more difficulties, there is training available in the area. Being able to communicate effectively is within everyone's reach. And this is the end. I hope you liked it.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Daniel. I must say that I learned myself a lot of very interesting things, and I think the work you conduct and the experience you've shared is very valuable for our Libyan universities, but in general for all researchers who want to make sure that the work they conduct is well known outside. And if I can add one comment, in the framework of the project, we have a whole work package, which will start next year, which is work package 5, where the university have to pilot some action. They have to put some activities in place, and those has to be related, of course, to the research work they conduct. So I think you provided them with very good ideas and very good inputs on some of the actions they can also might be thinking about piloting, from the simplest to all the outreach to the community and the way of talking to the young people, starting from kids up to all generations involved in what happens in our societies. And without sharing this knowledge, we cannot really advance, and we cannot really engage the society and everyone through the change. And I say it with a very big sorrow, but what happened in Libya recently is somehow part of the demonstration that researchers know the answers and that others need to know what they have found out. I have no idea. I'm not a scientist and not an expert at all. I have no idea if what happened could be somehow avoided, but maybe it could be somehow limited, or the damages and the crisis that happened could be somehow limited. And this is working for what happened in Libya, but we had some floods in north of Italy recently, and the earthquakes, and there are so many happenings in our world and in our region especially, that we have all witnessed. That I think that we do not have to underestimate how important it is to communicate what happens in universities and what researchers produce, and the outcomes they have, and the solution they can provide to policymakers and to the society in general. So I really thank you, because I really thank you for sharing your experience and your expertise with us, because I think it's very valuable. I would ask our colleagues if they have any questions to Daniel before we move on to Hugo. I've seen a lot of comments in the chat.
Should I stop to my share, my screen share?
Yes, thank you. Of course, Daniel, I will ask you if you can share the slides with me later on, so I can send it to the colleagues attending the session. And right now, if there are no further, there is a raised hand. I see Mohammed Idrawish. Doctor, please, I see your raised hand, so feel free to comment or share your question. But I will need to ask you to open your mic. Sorry, I'm muting everyone because that it's clear it's the voice of the speaker. Yes, welcome on board.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you, Daniel, for your nice presentation indeed. It's not a question, it's just a comment. And to add to the topic, actually, what we need in our society or in our context, living context, that communication between the researchers is almost missed. We cannot, is it a good way? Is it a good way to make or to link the researchers to each other? And so, I mean, the researchers in the same area, rather than transmitting knowledge to community or to the policymakers. Thank you so much.
عاد الحضور هلبة
So Daniel,
عاد زي قبل.
I
Martin,
don't know
is
if
it
you
supposed?
want to.
Yes.
Not sure if you want to comment. I would say both, but I'm not an expert. I mean, I would say that they're both important, that networking researchers between each other, but also communicating to the external world. But I will leave to Daniel to comment if he wants to.
I don't have an answer for that. I think that both are important, of course. The researchers should know what their peers are doing, and they should talk about it and appoint meetings and always be aware of everything in the topic they are working. But as I said in my presentation, it is very important for the society to receive the scientifically based information. And we have this mission in the universities. The scientific production is done to be shared with the society, and it is very important to share it with the youth. They are the future, and it's very important for them to start from the base to create relations and connections with science. That's what I have to say.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for the question.
So thank you, Daniel. I would now give the floor to Hugo. Hugo, and I sounded very French, but I'm not sure whether this is the right way to pronounce your name. Is more Hugo or Hugo? So I'll leave it to you
Hugo.
to introduce yourself. Okay.
In Portuguese,
And
is
to,
Hugo. In Portuguese, Hugo.
Hugo. Okay.
Good
So,
morning.
welcome.
Well, good morning. I will share my presentation.
Thank you.
Let me see. Okay. Good morning. I want to express my gratitude to the IPTCAR projects and Martina Zipoli for extending this invitation, and a special thanks to Carlos Afonso, the Professor Carlos Afonso from Utah, for challenging me to be part of this event, talking about knowledge and technology transfer and innovation. My journey has been predominantly in the realm of innovation. Armed with I have a bachelor's degree in economics and also a master's degree in innovation and technological entrepreneurship. I have also a certificate by Babson College from United States, in the United States. That is the number one university in entrepreneurship courses. I also started with my startup when I finished my master. And innovation has been the I can say that driving force in my professional life, shaping my perspective and igniting my passion. My path eventually led me to UTAT Center for Innovation and Development, that is responsible for supporting the entire innovation value chain at UTAT. And also I make some project management, like project financial management, like EBTK project, and also Day for Future from Daniel. So innovation is the driving force for this structure. So I want to start my presentation in order to pose you a question to all of you. What comes to mind when you think about innovation? It is a groundbreaking products or service that revolutionize an industry, like Apple, an iPhone, or perhaps your thoughts about drift even further back to the inception of the very first computer. So innovation is often synonymous of these moments, the milestones that defines eras or reshape our lives. I challenge you to broaden your perspective. Innovation is not confined to the groundbreaking products alone.
Sorry, you got to interrupt, but I think we cannot see the slides moving, so I'm not sure if you're moving forward with the slides or not.
No, I'm not. I'm in the first.
Okay, sorry.
So
sorry. Okay.
What is innovation to you? Anyone want to try?
Sorry, is it a question?
Yes. It's for what is innovation for you?
In my opinion, sorry. May I talk, Martin?
Yes. The question is open for the participants, so feel free to talk.
The question is for you.
In my opinion, innovation centers must encourage the youth to get involved in research and possibility of encourage them to come with something new and how to push their colleague. And in particular, to be honest, I'm speaking regarding the developing universities countries. Innovation at this level is just to encourage people to come with something new in technology or in agriculture and education or whatever.
Okay. There is another perspective.
Yes, it might be defined as bringing new ideas, method, process, solutions. A new one can be add a new value. At the same time, I would ask you about the differences between innovation and invention.
Okay. Innovation, we can okay. So innovation, we can. So just a moment. So innovation, the most important part of this definition is that the new idea should be add value for customers or employees. And also that there is a difference from invention and also in innovation. The invention is the process of the knowledge creation. And innovation is the process that creates value for this invention, the value for the market or for the society, for an organization or for a customer, in order to fill a need. When it doesn't add value, it's just an idea or an invention. But when it adds value, it transforms into innovation. In order to create this value, it is important to include the end users from the start of the innovation process. The innovations are made from the end users, and including them from the start of the process will ensure satisfaction. For the organization, innovation is an investment that should provide added value. However, the investment is first needed before a return is received. It is important to realize that the innovation process should be performed properly, and if it is the case, that innovation is able to provide a large amount of value for a customer or organization. Furthermore, it depends on the type of innovation. This also means that the duration of the innovation process can be long before a return on investment is received. There is two types of innovation. There is an innovation, incremental innovation, that is the process in order to improve the process of a value creation, and also disruptive innovation in order to make structural changes in the society, and also the needs that transforms the customer needs. So we can resume the definition of the meaning of innovation. Innovation can be is the process of realizing new products, process, propositions, or business models to create added value for customers or employees. So this is the base of the Center for Innovation and Development from UTAD. We want to create a structure that supports researchers and students in order to create new products or services based in knowledge base. So the Center for Innovation and Development is divided by three main areas. The support of service provision from researchers to the society for companies or public institutions, the valorization and knowledge transfer, and here we are talking about intellectual property, patents, trademarks, contracts, protocols, and also the entrepreneurship programs and the incubator management in order to support our students and researchers to create entrepreneurial projects and new companies. The competencies of the Center for Innovation and Development is supporting the creation of knowledge-based companies by members of the academic community or former students. The supports the operational management of UTAD's business incubator, ensures UTAD participation in entrepreneurship and innovation promotion initiatives organized by third parties entities, conducts awareness and promotion activities for innovation and entrepreneurship, promotes, supports, and facilitate the protection of intellectual property and knowledge developed within the university and encourage its transfer to society. Stimulate innovation and competitiveness by identifying knowledge base technological and cultural ideas, products and services that can be transferred between university and business and organizational world. Some numbers we have. We made also more than 130 contracts with third parties entities. More than 10 million euros service provided to society. We have in university 7 unities service providers in our laboratories, research.
We can see your presentation. We can see your slide.
And now? Okay.
Yes, now it's okay.
More than 70 patents, 1 incubator for companies, and also more than 80 jobs at UTAD incubator. The service providers, the provision, we promote the service like training services, laboratory analysis, consulting service, including technical and scientific opinions, drug testing, field work, translation services, participation in lectures and conference, and also manual revision. We establish community relations with contracts, collaborations, partnerships, networks, and projects at local and national and international scale. The intellectual properties. Let me see. The intellectual properties. The intellectual properties. We make several types of intellectual properties. That copyright, like moral rights, that is, and also computer programs. For example, computer programs. After developing a computer programs, or you must must up-to-date version, or even an app, it is possible to request it registration from the state, that in Portugal is INPI, which will guarantee a greater legal security to its holder if there is a legal demand to prove the authorship or ownership of the program. For example, brands or trademark to have an exclusivity over the distinctive sign that identifies a service or product. Trademark registration is necessary. Patents, the invention of a new technology, whether for a product or process, is entitled to a patent. A patent is a temporary privilege and an exclusive right granted by the state that also applies to improvements in the use or manufacture or objects of practical use, such as utensils and tools. Depending on the invention, an invention patent or an utility model patent is applicable. We have also industrial design registration that protects the design of a product, both its three-dimensional shape and the ornamental patterns applied to it. Registration can be requested by anyone who has developed, for example, a new format for a watch, a toy, a vehicle, a furniture, or even a textile print. Registration, however, does not apply to the function of an object, nor to a brand. We have also geographical indication that is used to identify the origin of products or service in cases when the location has become known or in which a certain characteristics or quality of the product or service is due to geographical origin. In Portugal, there is sometimes some types of geographical indication are permitted. That's a denomination of origin, and also indication of origin. We have also, for example, the topographies of integrated circuits, that they are related images constructed or encoded in a medium or form that represents a three-dimensional configuration of the layers that make up an integrated circuit. In other words, it is the design of a ship. We have also this process. These types of intellectual property registration, we try to make a process in order to identify the idea, with that starting with an invention disclosure form, so the invention communication by the researchers. And after that, we start the process of implementation, development, and finishing with the commercialization with contracts, and also start selling these rights for companies. In the entrepreneurship field, we develop some entrepreneurship programs for our students. For example, we have idea contests for our students and researchers. We want to, with these programs, to promote to find ideas that's born with knowledge base. We have some, different types of programs in order to support students and researchers to create their own business. We have a business ideas contest, the Innovotad. We have also the ignition and ideas ignition and validation, that is Change Lab. We have a acceleration program for the ideas that are more advanced in order to support the implementation of the business, and also have support with our mentors for our entrepreneurs. We also support. We also organize our entrepreneurs in order to and support our entrepreneurs in order to participate in other networks, like national networks and also national contests. We last year one of our projects won the national idea contest by National Innovation Agency. We also organize. This is some photos with from our ignition program, in order to support the entrepreneurs to start develop their new ideas. We also organize some entrepreneurship ecosystem, like with some like incubators, and also new. For example, this year we went to Dublin, Ireland. So we tried to give another perspective for about what is an entrepreneur and what is a successful company. The Center for Innovation and Development. We have also our social networks, like we are in Facebook and LinkedIn. This is my presentation, and thank you for the attention.
Thank you, Hugo, and thanks for sharing your experience with us and the work that you are conducting and the Center for Innovation and Development of UTAD. It really complements well what Daniel has been presenting before, and it gives an overview of all the things which are possible in terms of communication of science. We are, I think, very good on timing. I'm asking our colleagues if there are any questions to Hugo or any comment about the session. Yes. Oh, our friend Vida. Welcome. Always nice to hear from you.
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you, Professor Hugo and Professor Daniel for the nice presentations. Actually, in the light of the last presentation, which is dedicated for maybe innovation and transforming knowledge, we as Lebanon University established about 26 entrepreneurship and innovation centers 3 years ago. As you might know that Libya is a capitalism country for more 40 years. So we are still, as people, depending in general on the salary of the government. So now we are, as a university, trying to change the situation. But the private sector is so weak, and we established the technology transfer offices and companies and to
Not sure if it's my connection or I've lost the voice. Okay, so it's not just me. We have lost Dr. Rida from Zawiya University. I hope he will connect again and finish his comment. If there is anyone that wants to join the conversation, feel free. Yes, Dr. Mohammed from Sirte University.
Yes, to be honest, it is in order for the researchers to get succeed in their work, they should have a well-organized research project. Research project should contain many terms such as aim, goals, objectives, and so on. In order for the administrative researchers to write a well-designed research program, they should understand all the terms should be included in this project. Many terms, for example, innovation, we just have realized that it's just to creating added values to customers and employees. We need to be honest and understand what all these terms related to the innovation, to the development, to the capacity building, all these terms, what do you mean by this? For example, in this context, if may I have some explanation what the difference between the development and entrepreneurship, if possible, Mr. Hugo?
So there is a difference from innovation and entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship must have innovation, must have in order to make a new business the innovation must be in the process, because entrepreneurship is the process in creating new products and business in order to create value for the markets, in order to create a business, a company. Entrepreneurship is this process. The innovation is more than that. Innovation is the process to create value of an idea or of an invention. The invention is a knowledge, is something that could have the potential to have value in the society. Innovation must have the potential to create value for the employees of organization. Is an improvement of a process in order to create more value and create more impact on the ecosystem. We have So there is effectively a difference. If a researcher or a student want to create a business, so he must take attention with the innovation process, and also must have must to improve their entrepreneurial skills in order to sell these products or a service for a customer. There is also two types of entrepreneurship, or some types of entrepreneurship. There is the entrepreneurship more related to capitalism, in order to create a business, in order to make money. There is a goal, is a very is the main also the main motivation for start a business. But we have also another type of entrepreneurship that is more related to create social value in the society, social impact on the society. Is the capacity of create an organization in order to create products and services that improve the quality of life of a society. Must not so the main goal of this social social entrepreneurs is to improve the quality of life of a society. We are talking about social organizations, and also a company that with the business campus can also make a social business. Today we are some years ago these two types of entrepreneurship were more distinct. Now every company must have an attention with sustainable development goals. So the innovation is the base of that. Innovation is the process to create value in every step, in every in many ways.
Thank you so much, Hugo. And I've seen Rita is back, so unless Dr. Mohammed wants to comment again, I would leave the floor to...
Just,
yes, sure.
Dr. Rida, you have been off a little while ago. That's why I had the question. Sorry for that.
No, of course. We were just waiting for him to come back. So thank you, Dr. Mohammed, for your question, and of course to Hugo for his answer, and I will leave to Rida the floor again.
Yeah, thank you for you all. I would back from where I cut off. I said that in general we are still building the new mindset, which is toward entrepreneurship, so that we can achieve innovation, as you mentioned, that entrepreneurship is the basic of innovation. So we are, as a Libyan University, trying to change the situation, cultivating the culture of entrepreneurship from institutional steps. We are trying to raise the quality of research. The quality of research is still weak. So we need your advice how we can maybe support these steps and forge ahead for implementing maybe a new mindset, a new society where innovation is the core of this game.
I think maybe Daniel can also answer this question, because communicator research is the I would say that is the first process, the first step of a well communicate in order to create some value in the research field, in order to give society the perspective that there is a potential to create value. So in order to starting to identify the potential of some type of invention or research, we can start in identify the problem. What problem we are trying to solve? So if our invention can solve this problem, maybe this invention has a potential we have an innovation. So but the innovation is more than that. Innovation is the process to implement this value creation. So the first step is the problem identification. What problem we are trying to solve?
I'm not sure, Daniel, if you want to add anything on this.
Well, I don't have an answer. Everything is very theoretical. If you give me an example, a concrete example, maybe it's easy for me, because to pass the information about research is not always easy. It depends on the research. It depends which we are talking. What is our audience? As I said, it is very different between researchers and I don't know. As you've seen, I worked with many kind of people, many kind of business, and everything is so different. I don't have the same strategy for everything. I need to pick the problem and try to adjust that problem and try to create some solutions in the field of communication. So.
But I think this is also partially, an input that there is a different communication depending on what you are communicating, to who you are communicating, what message you want to pass, and also what effect you want to produce in who is listening.
But you always have small strategies. If you have, let me find an example. I had a company in Oporto that was a kind of career. A green career. They ship the courier in a bicycle. And what I did to put them on the news, I asked them to prepare themselves for the tour of Portugal on bicycle, because there was a program in about that tour, and in that day, when the tour passed in the city of Oporto, I managed to put them on TV talking about their business. So I have to find some ways to conduct my communication. And do you understand? I think this is a good example. In the research, that's not the same. We have to pick a concrete solution for the society in many cases, and try to spread them the most, and identifying our audience, talking to them in a way they understand what we are talking.
You need imagination, I think, both when doing research and when doing communication somehow, and when you do innovation, as Hugo was saying before. So I think
we have to connect, of course.
Yes, I think if I can add, this is the social innovation which we are badly in need in Libya. How can we bring people together? It's a social innovation. So to start working practically on problems? How can we convince people to participate, everyone to build his future?
Yes.
Absolutely. Is there any other comment or question from our audience? Yes. Khadija. Sorry, you have to forgive me for my pronunciation of names, whatever names, but I hope you can understand. So,
thank you very much. It's fine. You can pronounce it anyway, no problem. Thank you very much. I'm just wondering, it's very informative presentations for both of you. Thank you very much. I'm just wondering about how to convince the audience of the research, outcomes and our research findings and the results and the value. I mean, you talked about adding a new value for innovation is adding a value for a new thing. Since the research will, propose a new thing or new ideas, new perspectives, new provisions for any major, any field, any, context, how can we convince the audience of the outcomes of our research? How can we, let me say it another way, how can we, increase, the interest into our research? How can we make it more attentive and attract more audience to the research to listen to the product of our research and make it more valuable to the audience, to the people? I think it needs awareness raising programs in this case in order to attract the society to engage into and believe into the research that we are going to publicize on the media and social media and on TV. I mean, I'm talking about the value. How can we increase it for any scientific endeavor? That's my question. Thank you.
Thank you, Khadija. I think it's a $1 million question. So it's not easy to answer. So I leave it to you, Hugo and Daniel, if you have a comment on this. I would just say as a non-scientist that I would make it understandable for non-scientists. I mean, in a way that even like normal people would at least understand it. But the how, this is something I cannot answer to.
Well, me neither. Maybe it's important for all the companies to have press officers that knows about communication, and I think this is very important. Starting by there, contracting people to do that work and to speak with researchers to understand their research, to try to construct the message reachable for everyone. I think the answer.
I think I would say in the innovation perspective, we can have the challenge launched by companies in order to solve some type of problem. One of the goals of the Center for Innovation is to make in order to invite companies to give us some needs for their products or for their activity. So companies make this challenge, and researchers try to solve this problem. Maybe I do not have the question an answer like Daniel. because the value of a research, it depends of the intention of the researchers and also the needs that university receives from society. I think the innovation is a process to implement all of that. Innovation and entrepreneurship is a process to implement a product and a service with a knowledge base.
Thank you so much, and thank you again to the both of you. We are already 5 minutes late on schedule. I don't want to take too much of your time, so I think we can close up the session. But Daniel and Hugo, if you agree, I would be happy to share your contacts with our trainees. So in case they have additional questions or they want to ask for an advice, they can reach out to you. Thank you again for being with us today and for sharing your experience. And thanks to all our Libyan colleagues for joining and staying with us for the session. As I stated in the chat, but I will say it again, I would work on collecting the recording of the session and the slides and share it with you all, either through our local coordinators or through your direct emails, but you will get all the materials for the training. So thank you again for joining. Thanks for your time. Thanks to our trainers. And we'll see each other for the next lectures next Thursday. And I wish you all a good day and a good weekend, since the weekend is coming next.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you
Bye.
very much. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Thank you. Thank you.